Hello, Watch on your Movie Madman, and I'm back. Today is going to be a different video for you today. I mean, obviously, it's going to be the same, but it's going to be different because today is my 500 subscribers special. So, that's good, isn't it? Right, so I'm doing things a little differently today. It will be similar, like I said, but it will be different as well. I was a little hesitant to release a 500 subscribers special video because I feel like every time I gain a subscriber, I lose 4. So knowing my luck, now I'm on 503. Give it a couple of weeks and I would have dropped below 500 again, and this video will just look stupid, but there you go. So to start with, I do have a new 4K movie to show you, plus I'm going to talk about the franchise that the movie comes with as well, so that's where it's a bit different. Might give you a ranking because I don't think I've done one of those before, or if I did, it was a very long time ago. So I've got this beauty, Final Destination Bloodlines, Final Destination 6. This is the 4K release. There is a back cover as well. Take the slip cover off. I've already opened this and watched it a while ago, so we'll just have a look at the inside, eh? And as you can see, there's a nice red disc in there, so happy with that. So obviously, like I said, I've already opened this. If you are interested in this franchise, especially this film in particular, I would have definitely have said it was very much worth getting in 4K. It's a very good looking film in 4K. A little disappointment, you'll find that the IMAX sequences that were in the IMAX are not on the 4K, which is a shame because some of those IMAX transitions in the IMAX looked really good. So it was a little disappointing to find that they didn't put them on here, but still, it still looks good, and it's a pretty good film as well, if that helps. I'm going to dig into the review for this a little bit when I get to the ranking, so let's do that. So I do have all of the Final Destination films here. I'm going to go through all 6 of them, and I'm going to go through in the order of how good they are. So we're going to start with the worst one. This is all just my opinion, so don't get upset if your ranking is different to mine. would like to know what your ranking was, actually. If you've seen all 6 Final Destinations, what is your ranking? Pop that in the comments if you want to, or don't, you know, it's up to you really, isn't it? So my number 6, the worst one in my opinion, would be the Final Destination, which is Final Destination 4. This was made back in the day when 3D was being pushed into the cinema, and it felt like this film was just premonition, death, end, and they didn't really think, oh, we need to write a story as well. So there was a bit lacking in story, a bit lacking in acting, a bit lacking in character development, just lacking overall. I mean, there's some decent deaths in there, but again, a lot of it is too reliant on CGI, too reliant on trying to make it look really cool and in 3D, so it did spoil it a bit. And to be fair, some of the deaths are pretty good, but some of the deaths are pretty awful as well. So Final Destination 4, the Final Destination, comes in 6th place for me. Following swiftly behind that, number 5 for me, I'm doing Final Destination 5. This is some shoddy copy that I got online. It's not a UK released version, but I'm pretty sure you couldn't get it in the UK when I got this, so I just had it imported. It doesn't say where it's from though, so I can't really help you there. There's a very exciting back cover for you as well. So this basically did the same as what Final Destination 4 did. They were like, oh, it's got to be in 3D, we got to fill it with CGI and all that sort of thing. The premonition was better, the story is better, and if you haven't seen Final Destination 5, put your fingers in your ears here. But the fact that they made it so it was set before Final Destination 1 was a very clever twist at the end, and it did definitely bring the film up for me a lot. didn't even think that you hadn't realised that none of the other Final Destination films had been mentioned until the end. And you're like, oh my god, that's actually pretty clever. So it does rank a little bit higher on the list. I would have it higher on the list, to be fair, but I just think the other ones are better. So there's that. But it has got a better story. The deaths are better, although you have still got that lingering CGI in there, and you've still got the, oh look, this is in 3D. So there's that. But besides that, pretty decent. So this is going to surprise you a little bit, but coming in number 4, I'm putting Final Destination 1, the first one. I have a lot of reasons why this isn't higher up on the list. Sorry, there's a back cover. It does have a back cover. I don't know if I'd shown you that. I do have a lot of reasons why this isn't higher on the list, mainly because I think this is where the franchise is where the franchise began. Obviously, it's the first one, but I think they hadn't really found their feet with this film. So a lot of the deaths are pretty decent in a way, especially like when the girl gets hit by the bus. But there's so much for me. There is so much in there that I'm just like, I don't know if I care about what's going on right now. It just drags a little bit for me, considering it's like a 98-minute film. Cool, I got that right. That's so sad. This is a 98-minute film. And for a 98-minute film, I still felt like they probably could have cut out about 15 minutes, and the film wouldn't have really been any different. There's a lot of like backstory in here, which granted, it's nice to have a bit of story, but for me, the extra bits of story in here, I just found a bit boring. I still enjoy this film, I'll tell you that. I still watch it all the time. Well, not all the time. I'm not watching it right now, am I? I'm doing a video, but I will watch this at least once or twice a year. Like the whole franchise, I will watch at least once or twice a year, including the really shit ones. But it just doesn't go much higher for me than that. It was a nice little setup, and it's a good way to lead into number 2. But like, you can tell that, it was just lacking a little bit for me. Sorry. Then we move into position number 3. In number 3, I've put Final Destination 2. There's a back cover there as well. Again, I'm pretty sure this is, it's got a BBFC logo on the bottom there, but that's a sticker. Someone's just put that on there. So I think I bought this from Amazon, and then it came through like this, and I was like, this obviously isn't a British made thing, but still. Even if you look at the disc in here, there's nothing to say. So it's just a little bit. Anyway, so Final Destination 2, probably in my top 3. I say that, it is in my top 3 because it's number 3. This is one of my favourite Final Destination films. The deaths are better. The story doesn't drag out as much as it did with the first one. It was a very good sequel, considering I prefer it to the first one, which is very rare. People usually prefer the first one out of everything, but for me, this one was better, apart from, the other 2 on this list as well. But the deaths are better, the shocks are better in this as well. It brought in that slightly funny edge to it, sort of. But yeah, I love how it joins the first one together. Although there's only one moment in this film where I'm like, all right, I get what you're doing, but you don't have to keep doing it. When they're all in this car, and they're driving from A to B, and all the characters are like, oh, like I knew someone that was related to the first film, or oh, I was involved in an incident from the first film, and literally they all go round, and they all very conveniently are connected to characters from the first film. So it was good writing, but I just feel like the way it was executed was a bit rubbish for me. But that's the only real low point for me in this film. It was nice to see one of the characters, Ali Lata, that he's returning from the first film. It was a shame that Devon Sawyer didn't want to be in the sequel, otherwise it could have been a very different film as well, but it's still good fun. I really enjoy it. So then we move on to this one, Final Destination 6, Final Destination Bloodlines. Now, I really liked this film, considering how bad 4 and 5 were when it came to story and acting. This was so much better. The special effects go back to being practical as well, which was good, which is what you got in 1 and 2. And parts of 3, there are little bits of CGI in 3, but mainly practical in 3 as well. But you can tell that they've gone back to practical effects in this too, which made it look a little bit more realistic, which was good. But also I thought it's a really good story. The way that this film is executed, I don't want to spoil it too much because I know this is still quite new and quite a few people probably haven't seen it yet, but the way this story is done is really clever, and what they do to be able to not only open this up for like a million sequels if they wanted to, but they've also shown a way that literally all of the other films are all connected because of things that happen in this film. So I thought that was a really good idea as well. Some of the deaths were absolutely amazing in this. I think it does very well to get away with being a 15, but I think because a lot of the deaths are pretty fast and a lot of the deaths are like so over the top, it just makes you laugh, I think, at the end of the day. But this was really good. Really impressed with this film. Probably one of my favourite films that I've seen this year so far. So yeah, Final Destination 6, very good. My number 2. Which brings me to my number 1, if you haven't guessed. Final Destination 3 is my number 1. It was, back in the days, it was joint number 1 with Final Destination 2. But then when 6 came out, I was like, that's definitely better than 2. I don't know if I was going as far as say it was better than this one. I don't know why I enjoyed this one as much as the others. I really couldn't explain it. I really like the way that I am explaining it. I really like the way that this is sort of connected to the first one and kind of ignores the second one a little bit, but it is quite clever how they connect this to the first one. And I love the way the story goes in this one, and how it's very much more like a sequel to the first one, a bit like the second one was, but it sort of ignores the second one, to be fair. So yeah, sorry, there's a back cover as well. This is another one of those shoddy, weird films because it doesn't have a BBFC thing in here, so I'd love to know what's going on there, but I bought these years ago, to be fair, so I'm not really that bothered about it anymore. But I really like this film. Obviously, it's my number 1 in the franchise and will be for the foreseeable future, unless of course Final Destination 7 is better than 6. Because if I tell you what, if Final Destination 7 is better than 6, it's probably going to be better than this as well. I love the premonition in this one, how it's done. There's a few little deaths where you think one thing's going to happen and something else happens instead. They start doing that in this one as well. Doesn't rely too heavy on CGI. Obviously there are little bits, what with there being a flying roller coaster and stuff like that, but yeah, it's funny how it didn't put me off wanting to go on roller coasters, to be fair, because I love roller coasters and you think a film like this would put me off, but it didn't. If anything, it made me want to go on them even more. Yeah, a bit weird like that. So that's Final Destination 3. So it was an exciting franchise to show off for you there. I might do more franchise rankings because there's a lot of franchises that I have that I could rank out, so I might do more of them. Would you like to see more franchise rankings? Let me know in the comments. Yeah, comment. So I've got really exciting updates for you. I had my hair cut, obviously, hence why I'm not wearing a hat to cover up my embarrassing long hair. So my hair's gone back to normal. Not that was really an interesting update, but still, I've got a gig coming up in the next week or so, so the videos might be a little absent next week. I'll still have one out for you on Thursday. I've got a good film to talk to you about on Thursday, actually. I wouldn't have really said this was a celebration of 500 subscribers, as I said, because I'm not convinced it will stay over 500, but you can have it for now. I gave you your first ranking, so it's a little different for you, wasn't it? So really cool update for you. This is the best update. So I don't know if you remember, but I told you I'd written a book. That book is now available on Amazon Kindle for £1.77. I was just going to put it on there for £1, but Kindle wouldn't let me. So £1.77 is the cheapest you can get it for. so it is a lot cheaper than it used to be. I mean, not that a £5 was a lot, but 177 is a lot cheaper than £4.99. So if you could consider maybe looking into getting my book and giving it a read, give me your thoughts, that'd be really nice. The link will be in the description. Talking about books, my second book is on the way. It's finished, it's ready to be uploaded. Depending on how much time I have this week, it might be online by Thursday, but I don't know yet. We'll see what happens. And talking of books, the second book that I'm releasing was actually the first book that I finished, and I am currently working on book number 3. So a lot of writing going on at the moment and preparing for gigs. So on top of that, I have to work as well. So a little busy, but I try my best to get videos out for you whenever I can. So yeah, that's enough cool stories for you for today. At least you got a video that's over 4.5 minutes long today, so I hope you're excited about that. But I'm going to go now. So if you could like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'm going to fuck off. Okay? Goodbye.